We are now exactly 2 weeks away from Election Day, and one of the hottest issues on the ballot here in New York State is Proposition 1.
You have likely seen the signs on front lawns, perhaps posts on social media, but what exactly would you be voting for? Well, we're taking some extra time tonight to go in depth for you and bring you voices from all sides here. Here's what you would see on your ballot. Proposition 1, a box on the bottom there. You're voting on an amendment which asks whether you want added to the state constitution protection against unequal treatment based on ethnicity, national origin, age, disability, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, and pregnancy. It would also protect a woman's right to an abortion.
A new Siena College poll shows 3-to-1 support for this amendment. 69% of New Yorkers are in favor of it. 22% are opposed. 7 News senior reporter Maki Becker has spent days talking to Western New Yorkers with a range of opinions on these complicated issues, including a parent and athlete, advocates, and lawmakers.
It's equal rights, it's civil rights.
Men in women's spaces.
Protections that would cover so many more people.
Pandora's box of evil things.
It enshrines anti-discrimination.
It's going to get rid of women's sports.
This does protect a woman's right to abortion in New York State.
A lot of misinformation out there.
All of these voices talking about Proposition 1, which is perhaps the largest issue on the ballot in New York this election. Supporters say this proposition, also known as the Equal Rights Amendment, does two main things: enshrines the right to an abortion and also civil rights protections for more New Yorkers. Now, you might be asking, doesn't New York State already have these protections? Yes, those laws are on the books, but they're not in the Constitution. Catherine Bodie is with the New York Civil Liberties Union.
I think we all remember how we feel when Roe v. Wade was overturned, and it was startling and shocking. And so we need to take this important opportunity to clarify that abortion rights and other important freedoms are included in the New York State Constitution.
But Democratic Assemblywoman Karen McMahon says Prop 1 is more than that.
Not just abortion. It's not just abortion. It also fills in the gap for all these other protected classes so that not just race and religion are protected by the Constitution.
Now, opponents like Republican State Senator George Borrello says it's the sweeping language that raises concern.
It's the simplicity of the language. When I oversimplified the fact that there are no guardrails there.
Senate Minority Leader Rob Ortt said he believes Prop 1 could open the door to transgender girls playing girls' sports.
There's a reason we created women's sports to begin with, to give women a chance to ascend to the highest levels of their respective sport without having to compete against men.
Ortt and Borrello came together to talk about their opposition to Prop 1 last week. And among the speakers, Olivia Bell. She's a 17-year-old student at SUNY Erie, where she's on the women's bowling team. I spoke with her about why she's opposed.
Myself being an athlete, I take a lot of pride in my sport and what I do. And if a biological man is allowed to compete against me, it just takes that all away because it's not fair. It really isn't, because biologically we're different.
Olivia said she's hoping to transfer to a 4-year college on a bowling scholarship.
Schools are going to pick based off of merit and how good the person is at their sport. They will pick the biological man over me being a biological woman.
Jack Kavanaugh, executive director of GLIS, Gay and Lesbian Youth Services of Western New York, says the amendment does not take away any rights from female athletes or anyone else.
It wouldn't change anything, and it's just a small piece of what is even being considered as part of this ballot proposition.
CNN, citing Athlete Ally, an organization that advocates for LGBTQ equity in sports, says of the more than 500,000 NCAA athletes, fewer than 40 identify as transgender. Brandy Brown is the mother of a transgender teen and a big supporter of Prop 1.
There's a lot of fear-mongering going on about what this could potentially do in the future, especially regarding transgender children.
Brandy said she decided to get involved in promoting Prop 1 after seeing so much misinformation out there.
As if all boys just want to go through this entire years-long process, dress as a female, come out to their family and friends as a female just to win at basketball.
Dr. Alana Tall says New York state law is very clear about that. She offers gender-affirming care.
Currently in New York State, if someone under the age of 18 18 desires gender affirming either hormones or surgery, it requires parental consent along with the consent of the person receiving that care. And Prop 1 will not change that.
Opponents say Prop 1 was put on the ballot this November for political reasons. Michael Crocker is chair of the Erie County GOP.
They intentionally delayed this amendment being on the ballot until 2024 because they wanted to maximize a political benefit, not score a policy victory.
It has to be passed in 2 different legislatures, not just 2 years, but 2 completely separate groups of legislatures. A legislature is a 2-year term. So it has to pass twice and then goes on the ballot.
It's taking away rights in general for biological women to have the opportunity to participate in something they worked so hard for.
I want justice to prevail. I want people to be kinder to each other and not fear for their job just because they're pregnant or because of their ethnicity or because they're transgender. We all deserve the same chance at equality.
Maki Becker, 7 News, Buffalo.